Today I want to discuss two different ways to model or to get better understanding how groups and people are operating when you're trying to understand the entire picture, how the entire organization system is working and not diving in certain element within the system. So we're talking about two. I'm going to use the board as well. The first one called inference, ladder of inference, and we'll discuss it in details. The second one is called all fast and slow thinking, or system 1 and system 2. They are the same. So let's start with ladder of inference. Ladder of inference is pretty simple model, and it started with the fact that you always have a pool of data that's available for you, and from this pool of data there is a ladder of steps. There are different types of ladders. Each one of them has different steps. I'll take the simple one with the 3. I think it's enough to understand the concept. So you have tons of data in front of you. The first thing that you're doing, whether it's a group or a people, is you select the data that you prefer to use. You can't use all the data, so you subjectively select the data that you feel is a good fit for you. After you select the data, you are doing interpretation to the data. And based on your interpretation, you draw conclusion or conclusions. Based on those conclusions, you will act. So you're climbing the ladder and then you're acting. Your act is going to influence the available data that exists for you for next round of decision. Each one of us has context, belief system, mental models, this process of the selection, the interpretation, the conclusion, and the acting actually all the time reinforce the context, the belief system, the mental models that you have in your head. And when this thing is reinforced, it's actually influence. So reinforcing here, which influence each step in the ladder. So if we are talking about causality and causal diagram, you can see loops here that actually impact yours, whether it's a person or a group decision making. So the trick here that this can take very fast time or very slow time. And that's move us to a different model, which is, I believe, much better than this one and simpler than this one. Because the other model consists of two elements. And it says that your brain has two different systems that it's working according to. There is the fast, that's also called system 1, and there is a slow, that's also called system 2. Now everything that you see here can happen or in the fast or in the slow. Now, what is fast and what is slow? Most of the time, your brain is wired to jump into conclusion very fast based on pattern that you see in your head. If you see my face, you know, now I'm at, now I'm not. Very easy, doesn't take any time to think, it's come automatically in your brain. This is the fast thinking. No thinking at all, actually. It just goes back into your mind, find the first pattern that fits something, jump to this conclusion, move forward. If we wouldn't use the fast thinking, the system one thinking, we will go with heads as big as that evolution and find a solution. The second one is a slow system. And this is a rarely used system that actually enforces us to think through. If I ask you how much is 227 multiplied by 345, yep, you have to stop and think about it. You have to do calculation. You have to spend time doing it. This is the slow system, the much better system, but regretfully, the most unused system. And both of those will follow to the same pattern, just no matter how fast it's happening. Now, when you want to understand what's going on in an environment, in a system, not application system, organization system, one of the things that you want to do is to get into the fast and the slow. Because you definitely want to know, you want to map which decision groups or individual are doing following the fast thinking and which decision they're doing using the slow. And there isn't any right or wrong. It just depends on what the specific action that they're doing wants to achieve. Do we want to get accurate data there and doing it fast create a consistent problem? Or do we want to get into very in-depth data or we want to get into fast data, fast conclusion, and actually what we are doing is analysis paralysis, something like the classical business analysis of an ERP solution that end up with the wrong result. So the fact how people perceiving certain task, do they see it as a fast thinking task or as a slow thinking task, might have impact on your understanding and solution that can be introduced to the organizational system in order to resolve it. So that's all. I hope that it helps you to understand the ladder of inference and system 1 and system 2. If you want to read more about it, you want to learn more about it, feel free to go into our website, to our blog, www.ongalaxies.com/blog, and you can learn much more about it there. Thanks. Bye.